I'm gonna try to practice my stand-up comedy delivery a little bit more confidently, but while sitting down. Dogs are just percussion instruments. I guess that makes birds the woodwinds. And I was thinking for a little bit about what animal would play the stringed instruments, but then I got bit by a spider, so I never got to thinking about a better answer for that solution. But that did make me think that the person who invented the violin was probably just looking for something to do with their hands, so they were a fiddler making fiddles. Hey, seems like every time I say something, I've just said something right before it. What's up with that? Anyway, I guess I should give some facts about me. I would say that I'm indecisive, but I'm not quite sure about that one yet. Growing up, my dad used to say things a little bit differently. Instead of Monday, he'd say Mundy. Instead of wash, he'd say worsh. Instead of good job, he'd say do better. Laugh tracks are weird, right? I want to watch a scary movie with a bunch of people gasping in the background, or a dramatic movie that has a bunch of people weeping at the moments I do, so I feel seen. And of course have the gasps and cries be recorded from the 80s, so for the real fear and sadness is not knowing if the recorded audience is still kicking or not. And to pivot away from that tone, everything that has lettuce could be a salad. I mean, there's already taco salad. One time I dropped my burger and just said, hey, burger salad. Then I thought about dipping my pizza into salad dressing, made a pizza salad. Speaking of food, I planted a whole garden with tasty treats that can feed the little critters around. Accidentally though, they just keep eating all my berries and squash leaves. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. Just wanted to get a quick session in right there. Someone said I got holes in my shirt, and I said, yeah, it holds sentimental value to me. That person said then if I retold that joke to somebody, there'd be holes in the plot. And if it didn't happen to be so, because I looked at the soil I was standing on and I just got to digging. And I got to digging and tilling until I had to dig. And basically I kept digging until I had to till, and then I was tilling until I dug, and I dug until I tilled, and I filled the dirt with the dug plot holes. And it was at that point that I was so deep in this hole that I wasn't even sure how to get out of it. But I was under the land, standing, and I did understand that I didn't land the landing. So I do like stand-up comedy, typically the more respectful comedians. I hate when they push the limits and then I'm forced with the internal dilemma of if it's okay to chuckle at a joke. Quite a bit ago, somebody asked me what time it was, and I checked and I just said, never forget. They got the message across. Laugh tracks are weird, right? Oh, I've already said that one. Oh, you know what I like to do? Answer my own questions. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of meta jokes. I like when things reference themselves, and I'm so aware of that that I'm going to do another. I never contradict myself, except for when I do. See, in that sentence, it contradicts itself so that it cancels it out. So nothing was actually even said at all. So if you laughed, then you just laughed at nothing because it actually just canceled out itself. So let's get into some more classic comedy. Got some puns too. Here's my favorite thing that I've ever come up with. Nobody's ever heard it. Let me know if you've heard it before, because then I probably won't ever tell it again if I know that somebody else has heard it. Okay, hey, my favorite animal is rats. They're right up my alley. So that's that one. I do like pandas, but I always get tricked by them. They always bamboozle me. That one's a little bit of a stretch if you don't know that pandas eat bamboo. In college, I studied music composition, which is a little strange because once you graduate, they do something a little different. They don't say that, you graduated. They actually call it unemployment. And I dropped out halfway through, so I disappointed my parents twice through that process. Life is full of questions. I know it. How deep would the ocean be if sponges didn't grow at the bottom? Blueberry muffins are weird because it could be moldy and I'd have no idea. I guess now I'm at the bottom of the page of the notes, and that's all I have for you. Thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.